Hey, welcome back to my channel. Iraqi Dinar News Update. Here's Dinar holders, IQD done. The long-awaited Iraqi Dinar Revaluation, IQDRV, appears to have reached a major milestone, according to growing reports, suggesting the process is either completed or in its final implementation phase. For dinar holders, this marks a turning point after years of speculation, planning, and hope. The revaluation means the official exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar against foreign currencies, especially the US dollar, has been significantly adjusted upward. This move reflects Iraq's stronger financial position, improved foreign reserves, including massive gold purchases, a digital banking transformation, and alignment with international monetary standards, such as Basel III. Key economic reforms, like reducing the dollar's presence in trade and enforcing electronic payment systems, have helped stabilize inflation and promote dinar usage across Iraq. For individual dinar holders, a completed RV implies their holdings now have much greater value when exchanged at the new official rate, instead of previous exchange rates such as $1 equals 1,450 IQD. The new rate may bring parity or significantly narrower spreads, such as $1 equals 1.32 IQD, hypothetically. This could translate into substantial gains for those who invested in the dinar early. However, official confirmations are limited and vary by source. While some claim private exchanges have started, others indicate it's a staged rollout, beginning with government contracts and sovereign guarantees. The Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, is expected to ensure the new rate remains stable and inflation-controlled before full public access is allowed. In summary, if the IQDRV is truly done or activated in phases, dinar holders should follow official channels closely. The real gain will depend not only on the new rate but on international recognition, timing of convertibility, and transparent exchange mechanisms. Current IQD-VND exchange rate. What is a currency revaluation? Note, Iraq currently maintains a fixed exchange rate managed by the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI. The IQD doesn't freely float on international forex markets, and any revaluation would have to be announced and enacted by CBI officials. Could IQD revalue soon? Redenomination by removing zeros. Summary table. Topic status as of early August 2025. Revaluation imminent? FAQ. Will IQD suddenly jump to $1? What about June 20th, 2025? What is redenomination versus revaluation? Redenomination, zero deletion, changes. How many digits are used on banknotes without changing value? Revaluation increases the currency's actual buying power against other currencies. Al-Sudani. It is time for our people to feel the services in all regions. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani affirmed today, Wednesday, July 30th, 2025, that the collective effort made by the government contributed to producing tangible work effort for citizens, noting that it is time for our people to feel the services in all regions. The Prime Minister's media office said in a statement, received by Baghdad, today that al-Sudani launched, today, Wednesday, the executive works of the Al-Krayat Bridge project on the Tigris River, as part of the campaign to rebuild the holy city of Qadamiyya, which is the first development project in the 5th Division area, which aims to open the military zone closed for decades and allocate its lands to establish service facilities, cultural and religious centers, and multiple rest cities for visitors. Al-Sudani, according to the statement, praised the efforts of the executive team, which included ministers, the director of the Prime Minister's office, officials and technicians, the Ministry of Housing, the Baghdad Municipality, the Investment Commission, the Qadamiyya Shrine, and the Hanafi Shrine, as the collective effort produced a tangible reality for the citizen. He pointed to the government's realistic planning and comprehensive vision for the service sector, which took into account the specificities of each district, city, and sub-district. The Prime Minister also announced the 5th Division area, with an area of 400 dunams, as an investment opportunity for all companies. stressing that it will be announced in a transparent and clear manner, and that it will not contain any residential project, in addition to its distinguished strategic location, close to the shrine of the two Imams al-Qadimiyya, peace be upon them, where a museum will be built with an area of 12,500 square meters, to be a witness to the dark dictatorial era and the practice of the most heinous violations, and the museum is a guarantee that tragedies will not be repeated, as citizens will see the ugliness of that era. Al-Sudani said, Baghdad's population exceeds 9.5 million, and the capital hasn't seen any rehabilitation projects commensurate with its capacity or a distinct identity to address. The E3, the United Kingdom, France, and Germany reiterated that it will trigger the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA. The E3, the United Kingdom, France, and Germany reiterated that it will trigger the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, snapback mechanism to reinstate UN security, Council sanctions on Iran if Iran fails to make progress towards a nuclear deal by the end of August 2025. CTPASW previously assessed that Iran is unlikely to make concessions on key issues such as domestic uranium, enrichment and limits to its ballistic missile program by the August deadline. French Foreign Affairs Minister Jean-Noël Barrot told Western media on July 26 that the E3 will trigger the JCPOA snapback mechanism if Iran does not reach an agreement by the end of summer. He stated that the E3 wants a more comprehensive agreement that includes limits to Iran's ballistic missile program and activities that destabilize the region, which refers to Iran's leading role in the axis of resistance. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Bagay stated on July 28 that Iran will not negotiate over its defense capabilities. Iran sees its missile program and its proxies and partners as integral parts of its deterrence and therefore its defense. Senior Iranian officials repeatedly rejected demands during the US-Iran nuclear negotiations in April and May 2025 to limit Iran's missile program and support for the axis of resistance because the missile program is Iran's most reliable means of defense. The Washington Post quoted an Israeli source on July 25 who reported, Iran is no longer a threshold nuclear state. Following US and Israeli strikes, the source stated that Iran will need at least 1 to 2 years to build a deliverable nuclear weapon, assuming it can do so undetected. The source stated that Israel would very likely detect any Iranian efforts to test a nuclear weapon and launch an attack. Senior Israeli officials have repeatedly warned since the strikes that Israel would almost certainly detect any Iranian attempts to recover nuclear material and conduct renewed strikes to prevent Iran from accessing the material. The source said that US and Israeli strikes destroyed the logistical foundations of Iran's nuclear program, which will hinder Iran's ability to weaponize. The strikes destroyed the uranium metal conversion plant at the Esfahan Nuclear Technology Center, which Iran could have used to transform uranium gas into dense metal in a process called metallization. This process is one of the last steps required to form the explosive core of an atomic bomb. The source also stated that the loss of nuclear scientists will significantly hinder Iran's ability to conduct ongoing nuclear weapons research, including research Iran was reportedly conducting on electromagnetic pulse weapons that target electronics in a target area. CTPSW previously assessed that the destruction. The Ministry of Commerce discusses with the ITC the latest developments regarding Iraq's accession to the World Trade Organization and enhancing technical support. The Ministry of Trade announced today, Tuesday, that the Department of Foreign Economic Relations held a meeting with representatives of the International Trade Center, ITC, to discuss the latest developments related to Iraq's accession to the World Trade Organization, WTO, and ways to enhance technical cooperation to support this process. A statement issued by the ministry's media office, quoting the department's Director General, Riyad Farka al-Hashemi, stated that the meeting discussed prospects for joint cooperation in reviewing the technical files prepared by the accession team in coordination with the technical committees emanating from the relevant national committee. The statement emphasized the importance of the technical and technological support provided by the International Trade Center, particularly during this critical phase, given its significant role in enhancing the efficiency of national teams and strengthening institutional readiness for accession requirements. The meeting also addressed efforts to update the Nationally Determined Contributions (NDC) document in coordination with sectoral bodies, in line with government policies aimed at integrating environmental and sustainability concepts into economic and trade policies. At the conclusion of the meeting, Al-Hashemi stressed that the meeting was part of the department's ongoing efforts to develop Iraq's trade policy and enhance institutional and technical capabilities, supporting Iraq's accession to the World Trade Organization and strengthening its presence in the multilateral trading system. For their part, representatives of the International Trade Center praised the progress made in the accession file and the level of coordination with the Department of Foreign Economic Relations, stressing their readiness to continue providing the